Have you ever encountered an elderly individual who genuinely relishes their solitude? Someone who doesn't experience loneliness, but actually flourishes when alone? Many presume that being by oneself equates to loneliness, but this couldn't be more incorrect. In reality, elderly people who welcome solitude often possess remarkable strengths that enrich their lives, making them more tranquil and deeply satisfying. Why is this the case? Because solitude isn't about seclusion, it's about liberation. It's about understanding yourself so thoroughly that constant distractions aren't necessary to feel whole. Today, we'll examine 9 distinctive qualities of elderly individuals who value their time alone, and why they might just be some of the most perceptive, adaptable, and satisfied people you'll ever encounter, and continue until the conclusion because the final quality is the one that connects everything together and might even transform how you perceive solitude forever. Solitude. For some, it's a term that evokes isolation, but for certain seniors, it's a wellspring of power, insight, and profound contentment. These people have uncovered something most individuals overlook: the extraordinary strength of being alone. They don't merely endure solitude, they flourish in it. Let's investigate why. First, profound self-awareness, the blessing of contemplation. Many individuals navigate life encircled by clamor, anticipations, obligations, and the perpetual company of others. But those who embrace solitude have dedicated decades to introspection, comprehending themselves on a profound level. Consider Martha, a retired educator. In her 40s, her existence was a flurry, raising children, handling a profession, and continuously balancing responsibilities. But now, in her 70s, solitude has become her greatest instructor. Every morning, she positions herself by her window with a cup of coffee and records her thoughts, aspirations, and musings. Through this ritual, she's achieved clarity, assurance, and serenity. When I was younger, I was too preoccupied to hear my own thoughts. Now I finally listen, and it's the most liberating thing I've ever experienced. Seniors who enjoy being alone don't require external affirmation to feel secure. They recognize their value, their principles, and what genuinely matters to them. Their self-awareness provides them with a serene confidence that is both uncommon and motivating. Second, unwavering independence, controlling life on their own conditions. Seniors who enjoy solitude aren't just comfortable being alone. They thrive in their self-sufficiency. They don't await others to make choices for them. They assume control of their lives, having faith in their own capabilities. Take Thomas, 72, a widower who resides alone by preference. Instead of feeling secluded, he's constructed a life abundant with adventure, education, and development. He's journeyed to 3 nations independently. He's adopted carpentry, crafting beautiful items for his grandchildren. He even acquired skills to repair things around the house, refusing to rely on anyone else. When you spend time alone, you learn to depend on yourself. You become stronger, more resourceful, and more resilient than you ever imagined possible. These individuals don't view solitude as a weakness. They see it as freedom, an opportunity to mold their lives precisely as they choose. Third, a profound, unwavering feeling of tranquility. Most individuals fear quiet. They fill their days with television, social platforms, and endless distractions because they're afraid of being alone with their thoughts. But those who welcome solitude find peace in it. They comprehend that silence doesn't mean emptiness. It means space to think, inhale, and simply exist. They appreciate nature, taking extended walks in the park without needing company. They enjoy a good book, completely absorbed in the realm of words. They practice meditation, pray, or simply sit in stillness, appreciating the current moment. Research even discovered that seniors who regularly spend time alone, without feeling lonely, experience reduced stress levels, better emotional equilibrium, and greater life contentment than those continuously seeking social interactions. People think being alone is melancholy, but I've never felt more at peace, says Caroline, 85, a former archivist who cherishes her solitary evenings with a cup of coffee and a classic novel. For them, solitude isn't a void. It's a rich, fulfilling space. And in the next segment, we'll reveal how their love for alone time fuels something unexpected. A powerful creative spirit that keeps their mind sharp and their hearts fulfilled for a rich inner life. Have you ever encountered someone whose mere presence feels like opening a volume filled with wisdom? Seniors who enjoy solitude often possess a rich and complex inner world, shaped by decades of contemplation, learning, and deep thinking. They don't just observe life. They analyze, question, and absorb everything around them, making them some of the most perceptive individuals you'll ever encounter. Take Caroline, an 85-year-old former archivist. She has spent her life encircled by books, but she doesn't just read them. She lives through them. Every book she owns contains a lesson, a memory, or an idea that has shaped her perspective on life. Sitting with Caroline is like entering a world of endless narratives where every conversation is packed with historical references, philosophical discussions, and personal reflections. Books have been my greatest companions, she says. But more than that, they've helped me understand the world and my place in it. This depth of thought isn't restricted to literature. Seniors with a rich inner life often engage in deep contemplation about human nature, relationships, and personal growth. They reflect on their past, analyze their decisions, and seek meaning in everyday moments. Unlike those who constantly seek distractions, they find contentment in their own thoughts, making them emotionally self-sufficient. Their solitude isn't empty. It's filled with intellectual exploration. Whether it's through journaling, painting, playing music, or simply reflecting on life's biggest questions, these individuals have mastered the art of being alone without feeling lonely. And this makes them incredibly captivating to talk to. Unlike surface-level small talk, conversations with them often feel like entering a documentary, packed with wisdom, unique insights, and perspectives that make you think in ways you never have before. The ability to cultivate such a rich inner world is a rare and powerful trait, one that transforms solitude into an adventure, not a burden. 5. Emotional resilience. Life is filled with challenges, loss, disappointment, change. But those who embrace solitude develop a remarkable ability to process emotions on their own. They don't suppress their feelings or depend on external distractions. Instead, they sit with their emotions, understand them, and find their own way to heal. Take Samuel, a 75-year-old veteran. After losing his wife, he could have let grief consume him. Instead, he turned to nature as his refuge. Every morning, he hikes along a quiet trail, taking in the fresh air, the rustling leaves, the sounds of birds overhead. Out here I can think, I can feel, and I can heal, he says. This ability to find peace within themselves is what sets emotionally resilient seniors apart. While others may seek constant company to distract from sadness, they have learned to work through emotions in solitude, making them stronger in the long run. Studies have shown that seniors who spend time reflecting, whether through meditation, journaling, or simply walking alone, tend to have lower stress levels, better emotional balance, and a greater sense of self-control. They don't rely on others to fix their pain. Instead, they accept, process, and move forward with grace. This resilience makes them incredibly stable and dependable. They've weathered countless storms in life and have emerged wiser, calmer, and more in tune with themselves. When they speak, their words carry the weight of experience. When they listen, they do so with understanding, not judgment. Their ability to navigate grief, change, and hardship without losing themselves is what makes them not just survivors, but true pillars of emotional strength. 6. Gratitude and contentment. In a world that often glorifies busyness and accumulation, seniors who enjoy solitude have mastered the art of gratitude and contentment. They don't chase after the next big thing. Instead, they find joy in the small, everyday moments that others often overlook. Take Sophia, a retired healthcare professional. Every morning, she makes herself a cup of coffee, steps outside, and simply watches the birds in her backyard. She listens to their songs, observes their movements, and feels the warmth of the morning sun on her skin. People rush through life and miss the beauty right in front of them. She says, "I just sit, breathe, and appreciate what's here." This ability to find happiness and simplicity is what keeps them grounded. They don't need extravagant vacations or material possessions to feel fulfilled. A good book, a warm blanket, the sound of rain tapping against the window, these little things bring them peace. Studies show that practicing daily gratitude reduces stress, improves mental health, and even strengthens the immune system. It's not about ignoring life's hardships, but about shifting focus to what's still good, still beautiful, still worth cherishing. And because they cultivate this deep sense of contentment, they are rarely envious, rarely restless. Instead, they radiate a sense of peace that draws others in. People often feel calm in their presence, as if their outlook on life reminds them to slow down and appreciate what truly matters. Their secret? They don't wait for happiness. They create it in the quiet, ordinary moments of life. Chapter 7: Empathy and Compassion. The profound kindness that comes from solitude. One of the most extraordinary qualities of older individuals who embrace solitude is their deep well of empathy and compassion. Many assume that those who enjoy being alone are detached or uninterested in others, but the opposite is often true. Time spent alone isn't just about isolation. It's about reflection, emotional growth, and developing a profound understanding of human nature. Think about Dorothy, an 82-year-old retired community worker. Throughout her career, she dedicated herself to helping others, listening to their struggles, and offering support. After retirement, she could have chosen to step away from the emotional weight of others' problems. Instead, she now spends her free time volunteering at a local shelter, offering a warm presence and a listening ear to those in need. But here's the key: Dorothy doesn't just hear people. She truly listens. She has mastered the rare ability to sit in silence with someone's pain, without feeling the need to fill the space with empty words. Her deep empathy didn't come from constant socializing. It came from years of quiet contemplation, self-reflection, and an understanding of her own emotions. Older individuals who enjoy solitude often spend more time processing their experiences, which makes them highly attuned to the emotions of others. They recognize pain, joy, and struggle in a way that many others overlook, because they have spent so much time understanding these emotions within themselves. In contrast, those who always surround themselves with people may be engaged in conversations, but how often do they truly listen? Many conversations in social settings are rushed, superficial, or filled with distractions. But for someone who values solitude, every interaction is intentional. They choose their words carefully, and when they offer advice or comfort, it comes from a place of genuine understanding. The power of quiet empathy, this kind of deep emotional intelligence, is why so many older individuals who prefer solitude become trusted confidants. Whether it's a younger family member seeking advice, a friend in distress, or even a stranger in need, people gravitate toward their wisdom and calming presence. These seniors may not be the loudest in the room, but when they speak, people listen. Their insights are thoughtful, their support unwavering, and their kindness is never forced. It's simply who they are. Think about the last time you truly felt understood by someone. It likely wasn't during a loud group conversation, but rather in a quiet moment with someone who really saw you. That's the power of empathy developed in solitude. Why solitude makes people more compassionate. Spending time alone allows a person to reflect on their own struggles, making them more understanding of others' hardships. Develop patience as they aren't caught in the rush of social expectations. Appreciate deep, meaningful conversations rather than engaging in surface-level small talk. See the bigger picture instead of reacting emotionally to every situation. Because of these qualities, Older individuals who enjoy their own company often form the most profound connections when they do interact with others. They are selective about who they spend time with, but when they choose to connect, their presence is deeply meaningful, a rare and beautiful gift. Dorothy's story is just one example, but the truth is, there are countless seniors out there who possess this quiet, powerful form of empathy. They may not seek attention, but their impact is undeniable. They remind us that true compassion isn't about how many people you surround yourself with. It's about how deeply you care for the people you do connect with. So the next time you meet an older person who enjoys solitude, don't mistake their quiet nature for disinterest. Instead, recognize that they may just be one of the most understanding, compassionate, and emotionally intelligent people you'll ever meet. 8. Strong sense of boundaries. Many people go through life feeling obligated to say yes to invitations, to favors, to conversations that drain them. But seniors who enjoy solitude have mastered the art of setting boundaries. They understand that constantly giving in to social obligations can leave them feeling exhausted and unfulfilled, and they've learned how to protect their time, space, and energy. Take Victoria, a 73-year-old retired academic. In her younger years, she felt the need to always be available for family, for friends, even for casual acquaintances who wanted to chat. She would pick up every phone call, attend every event, and say yes to every request, even when she desperately needed time to rest and recharge. It wasn't until her 60s that she realized constantly putting others first was draining her emotionally and physically. One evening, after yet another exhausting family gathering, where she barely got a moment to herself, she made a life-changing decision. I'm no longer going to feel guilty for protecting my peace. From that moment forward, Victoria started implementing clear, unapologetic boundaries. First, it was difficult. She worried that declining an invitation or prioritizing her own needs would make her seem selfish. But over time, she found that the people who truly cared about her respected her honesty. Now, when she needs time alone, she simply says, "Thank you for the invite, but I need a quiet evening today. I'd love to catch up, but let's plan for another time when I have more energy. I appreciate your offer, but I won't be able to make it." She never over-explains or makes excuses, because she knows she doesn't have to. Why? Setting boundaries matters. Seniors who cherish solitude understand that boundaries are not about shutting people out. They are about choosing where to invest their time and energy. When they do engage with others, they are fully present, rather than showing up out of obligation. By saying no to things that drain them, they say yes to what truly nourishes their soul. Whether that's reading, painting, taking a peaceful morning walk, or simply enjoying a cup of coffee in silence. And the best part? They never feel guilty about it. They know that by protecting their peace, they are living life on their own terms, with clarity, confidence, and a deep sense of self-respect. 9. A heightened appreciation for relationships. There's a common misconception that people who enjoy solitude don't value relationships, but in reality, they cherish them even more, not by surrounding themselves with large crowds, but by nurturing deep, meaningful connections with a select few. Solitude enhances connection. Think about it. When you're comfortable being alone, you don't feel the need to fill every moment with social interactions. Instead, you become more selective, choosing quality over quantity. Seniors who enjoy solitude aren't antisocial. They just have a different approach to relationships. Take Uncle Richard, 78, for example. He's not the type to attend every party or chat endlessly on the phone. Instead, he balances his quiet time with intentional social interactions. When he meets up with friends, he's fully present, engaged, and genuinely invested in their conversations. Unlike those who socialize out of habit, Uncle Richard chooses his interactions with care. He enjoys long one-on-one conversations over coffee rather than large, noisy gatherings. He prefers deep discussions over small talk, valuing substance over quantity. He remembers details, birthdays, important life events, because he listens with his full attention. Why this matters. Many people spend time with others simply to avoid loneliness, but seniors who enjoy solitude don't seek companionship out of fear. They do it out of genuine desire, because they aren't dependent on constant socializing. Their relationships become more intentional, more meaningful, and more fulfilling. This is why their friendships often last longer and feel deeper. They don't just collect acquaintances, they invest in true lifelong connections. The balance between solitude and social life. Uncle Richard has found the perfect balance between solitude and social interaction. He recharges in his alone time, allowing him to be more emotionally available when he does engage with others. He never feels forced into socializing. When he spends time with people, it's because he truly wants to. He's not distracted or preoccupied. When he's with someone, he's fully there. This mindful approach to relationships makes his friendships even stronger. His friends know that when he reaches out, it's not out of obligation, but out of genuine care. In contrast, people who constantly surround themselves with others often take their relationships for granted. But seniors like Uncle Richard value every interaction, making their friendships feel more meaningful and fulfilling. By embracing solitude, they've learned that relationships aren't about how many people you know, but about how deeply you connect with the ones who truly matter. Many people misunderstand solitude. They think being alone means being lonely, but that couldn't be further from the truth. Loving solitude isn't about avoiding people. It's about knowing yourself, valuing your time, and finding peace in your own company. It's about choosing quality over quantity in relationships and appreciating the beauty of quiet moments. Those who embrace solitude are not isolated. They are independent, reflective, and deeply in tune with what truly matters. If you recognize yourself in these qualities, embrace them. You have cultivated a life filled with self-awareness, resilience, and wisdom. While many spend their lives chasing external validation, you found something even more valuable: inner peace. Now I want to hear from you. Do you enjoy your alone time? What benefits have you found in solitude? Let's have a conversation in the comments below. I'd love to hear your experiences. And if this video resonated with you, don't forget to like and subscribe for more content about self-growth, happiness, and thriving in your golden years. Your journey is an inspiration. Keep embracing who you are.